Hello, everyone. Welcome to the online seminar on vibration measurement. I'm Jason Lin, Business Development Manager of Advantech Industrial Automation Group. Today's presentation is to talk about vibration measurement solutions. Industry 4.0 is a collective term for technologies and the concept of value chain organization. This topic is to give to factory site to review current manufacturing facilities and to look for better integration solution with interconnection communications, more advanced control components to enhance the capability, and the new IT management technology to improve the productivity. To Advantech, embracing the Industry 4.0, we target at 5 categories: MES and production profile, production testing equipment, machine monitoring and predictive maintenance, machine automation and factory environmental monitoring. Vibration measurement can be applied to two major categories. First one is a production testing equipment. Production testing equipment will use certain features on electric characteristics or physical characteristics. Typical application for electric characteristics is like audio or sound testing. Typical application for physical characteristics is like vibration or wave detection. For example, in order to detect the crack inside metal, using vibration testing by frequency domain analysis is a very typical method. Another category is machine monitoring and predictive maintenance. Through SCADA software, factory can manage the machine status, production performance, benchmark analysis, and even abnormal diagnosis by remote service. Next slide will explain the concept by applying vibration measurement. Machine health monitoring is the process of knowing the condition inside the machine to predict mechanical wear and failure. Vibrations, sounds, and the temperature measurements are often used as a key indication of the state of the machine. Trends in the data provide health information of the machine. We can use this data to do machine benchmarking, collaborating with Advantech domain-focused partner to provide a value-added software tool on effective fault pattern recognition. Advantech SCADA software, WebAccess, can help you integrate with graphical dashboards for remote service and predictive maintenance notification. Consequently, detecting tiny and dynamic signal is very critical and applicable to several scenarios inside factories. Typical demands from the market are for CNC machines, how to improve the manufacturing quality by detecting the wear out of the cutting tools. For semiconductor and the display industry, the manufacturing process is very sensitive to floor vibration, such as an earthquake happen. How can we detect the floor vibration effectively and give early warning or notifications? And how do we apply impulse response to effectively detect metal crack or the natural frequency increasing the product qualities, like practice testing in automotive industry? Advantech PCIe 1802 24 bits 216K sampling rate dynamic signal acquisition card will be presented for these scenarios. Next, let me explain how to measure the dynamic signal. Static and dynamic signal are much different in characteristics and acquisition methods. Static signal change more slowly, or even no changes. For example, temperature, strain, pressure, and so on. Due to the nature of the static signal, acquisition method is to ensure the stability and the precision of acquired data. Dynamic signal change faster during a given period of time. For example, sound, vibration, shock, rotation speed, and so on. The acquisition method is to ensure the amplitude, frequency, and the phase of the dynamic signal. The acquisition of a dynamic signal is to transform the dynamic physical quantity of vibration, sound, or shock into measurable dynamic electronic signal through corresponding transducers such as accelerometer and microphone. Then use a data acquisition card to transform the electronic signal into data, and provide the data to analysis software for processing and interpretation. Good dynamic signal acquisition card is to prevent from the signal distortion, or call it aliasing. Next slide will describe the key specifications. First, PCIe 1802 features a high sampling rate up to 216K sampling rate, and built-in anti-aliasing filter to acquire dynamic signal. According to Nyquist's theorem, the sampling rate must be greater than twice the highest frequency component of the input signal, so that it will be able to reconstruct waveform without distortion or aliasing. PCIe 1802 has a built-in anti-aliasing filter. It is a low-pass filter and its cutoff frequency will be automatically set at half of a sampling rate. This filter is designed and implemented before the ADC to restrict the bandwidth of the input signal to meet the sampling criteria. The anti-aliasing filter can attenuate the aliasing signal. Second, PCIe 1802 is a 24-bit resolution ADC with a dynamic range up to 115 dB. The dynamic range represents the ratio of the highest signal level to the smallest signal level. The larger ratio is, the larger signal range the data acquisition card can measure. The highest signal level is restricted by signal input range of the data acquisition modules. It cannot be higher than the input range, and the smallest signal level is limited by noise and harmonic wave when the signal level is too small. Third, this product has several signal input options. Each transducer has its own particular signal output range. In order to fully utilize the maximum resolution of ADC, the signal input range should be as close as possible or slightly greater than transducer output range. PCIe 1802 provides several signal input range, including plus minus 10 volts, 5 volts, 2 volts, 1 volt, 0.5 volt, and 0.2 volt to effectively match with transducer output range. Fourth, PCIe 1802 has a built-in 4 or 10 mA IEPE current source. Many types of the microphones and accelerometer use IEPE interface transducers, which are powered by an external constant current source via a coaxial cable. The IEPE-based transducer have an advantage in small size, lightweight, and low cost. Next, I will share how Advantech software DAQNavi to help system integrators. Time is money to enterprise. Commercial product lifecycle is shorter and shorter. Engineering team has a tight schedule to meet project requirement, so good software tool is important to help engineers quickly finalizing the project in short period. DAQNavi is the universal drive and utility software package to all Advantech data acquisition products, such as PCI Express, PCI plug-in card, and PCI DAQ devices. It gives the bountiful resources, including different operating system support, diversified programming tool sample programs, and online help to support system integrators to quickly build up automation test and measurement applications. DAQNavi is free of charge and downloadable from Advantech website. The software package includes demo device for virtual simulation, allowing developers to have a trial use or start their job before getting the hardware. DAQ drive supports several operating systems such as Linux, Windows, and Unix. Also support a variety of programming language, including VB.NET, C#, Java, C++, Delphi, and LabVIEW. Therefore, the system developers can freely utilize the resources provided by Advantech. For example, if the system is necessary to upgrade from Windows XP to Windows 7 64 bits, or changing the programming tool from the LabVIEW to C#, engineers can still use the universal drivers and SDK to complete the project by less learning curves. Besides, DAQNavi also provides more features. First, quick to development. It provides component-based libraries, application templates, and the example code which I will share later. Second, DAQ driver provides the thread-safe protection to increase the system reliability. Third, DAQNavi always keep updated by following Windows release. For example, DAQNavi support Windows 10 installation. Last but not least, DAQNavi has configuration wizard by interactive windows, ready-to-use data logger tools, and a utility that integrate many functions to help developers to get started quickly. DAQNavi is designed to reduce programmers' effort. Advantech uses object-oriented technology to increase software reusability. We provide component-based development method by using a set of control. Each component is like a box, and you can use it directly. For example, when you use high-speed AI function with object-oriented programming and component-based development, engineers do not need to understand low-level steps, such as memory allocation, interrupt configuration, timing initialization, and so on. All this low-level process will be automatically handled by driver. Engineers just set the necessary parameters and objects by referring to user manual. The component will handle the data acquisition from the hardware, then put into PC system to do further processing. DAQNavi is classified by application for AI, AO, DI, DO, and counter. I will take streaming AI as an example. Streaming AI is to allow you to do consecutive AI data acquisition. You can refer to streaming AI example template. Test the function if it meets your need or not. Then you can make necessary changes to corresponding source code and import this source code into your program. Streaming AI images show how the program is executed. DAQNavi configuration wizard is designed to help users set up parameters quickly. Following instruction windows step by step, programmers can quickly write parameters into the components and shorten the developing time. Let me share some tips here. After adding components into the design page, click right button of the mouse. You can see wizard dialog pop up. Then select Streaming AI function. Choose a device and enter parameters, including input channel numbers, sampling frequency, and the sampling amount. This parameter value will be saved in the component. The established component can be reused in several places without setup again. DAQNavi has a Navigator utility, which is designed to guide first-time users to learn how to set up device, test device, select example template, and watch startup video to get programming tips. Open Navigator. You can start to operate the hardware device. Select a device here, set up configuration, and to do testing in device test. For example, here you can see the USB 4716 device was found in the Navigator. The scenarios on the tree view is to provide most commonly used applications and the example code for programmers. Reference on the tree view is to provide you hardware or software manuals and programming information. Finally, I would like to introduce data logger application software included in DAQNavi package. It is a free and ready-to-use application software to do data logging, display, and recording. It also supports data export, cursor, and historical data playback functions. Data logger can be established within 1 minute without any programming. By using interactive wizard to set parameter, selecting data storage locations, and then you can start to acquire data. Let's see some sharing to know more about dynamic signal acquisition application. The PCIe 1802 is used for benzo machine health monitoring application. Heavy-duty benzo machine is to use the benzo to cut off the metal materials. Unexpected break of the benzo will cause the machine to be damaged, potentially, and of course, the metal will be scrapped as a material loss. Compared with the metal loss, machine in downtime is much more critical to factory and to decrease the productivity. Therefore, machine health monitoring is helpful to prevent from this potential loss and increase the factory productivity and reduce the unexpected material loss and the machine downtime. Typically, the accelerometer and the microphone will be installed on benzo and the motor respectively to monitor the vibration and the sound frequency generated by machine in operation. Advantech PCIe 1802 and embedded PC will be the dynamic signal acquisition system, connecting with this accelerometer and the microphone to proceed the frequency domain algorithm, which is provided by Advantech Echo Partner. The machine health monitoring system can notify the factory management team if detecting the abnormal diagnosis. Obviously, you can see cloud access capability is also PC-based system benefit in this scenario. It is the reason why the machine health monitoring system will be additional equipment to existing benzo machine controller. In short, the benefits include: first, predict benzo life cycle; second, prevent unexpected repair time; prevent unexpected machine downtime caused by broken benzo; third, monitor and manage machine health through private cloud. Another example is the floor micro vibration detection and monitoring. This topic is essential to semiconductor fab and display manufacturing factory because their manufacturing dimension usually is a nanometer and micrometer respectively. In order to prevent from micro vibration, it is commonly recommended to install ultra-low frequency and a super-sensitive accelerometer at a defined location to detect and monitor vibration all the time, and send monitoring data back to control room management system. PCIe 1802 with embedded PC is the dynamic signal acquisition system, able to connect with several accelerometers and a collaboration with a domain-focused partner to provide these solutions. Finally, let's see one video to feel more. Automotive industry defined the vehicle brake system, which consists of brake disc, brake caliper, brake lining, and a brake bracket. When you step on brake in driving, the brake system will activate the caliper and the lining to disc and generate the friction. Friction will cause the resonance and generate the abnormal sound if the natural frequency of the brake system is coupled with friction. This abnormal issue is because the natural frequency is not well managed in design phase or the manufacturing phase. Therefore, every automotive brand will apply the natural frequency analysis and test to prevent from the natural frequency coupling issue. This video shows Advantech Echo Partner designed the analysis and the test system with a PCIe 1802 to do dynamic signal acquisition by impulse response testing on brake disc. One hammer will hit on the brake disc, generate impulse to disc. PCIe 1802 will acquire the dynamic signal through accelerometers. Through Advantech Partner software, transform the time domain to frequency domain and do natural frequency analysis. PC-based dynamic signal acquisition system is a more cost-effective solution in the market.